Tonight, U.S. cases of coronavirus more than doubling, with 2 new cases in Southern California and 1 in Maricopa County, Arizona.
In the days and weeks ahead, we expect to see the number of cases, the number of deaths, and the number of affected countries climb even higher.
2020, 2021, 2022, and now here we are in 2023, specifically March of 2023. You're probably wondering why I just told you those calendar years and why is time flying by so quickly? Because it is. It just seemed like we were in 2022 or 2021. But anyway, it has been 3 years. I don't know the specific date, but this month has been technically the anniversary of COVID-19 affecting the US the way it did, changing the way we lived, went to school, went to work. Everything just changed like that, and it was just crazy. And it is a crazy time to look back and think about. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a retrospective on that from my perspective. You might hear a little about school in this because I was in my junior year of high school when this happened. So I'm RichBoy217, and without further ado, let's get into the retrospective.
Good evening. As we come on the air in the West tonight, President Trump addressing the American people just a short time ago as the toll of the coronavirus widens here in the U.S.
So one of the first times I remember hearing about the COVID-19 pandemic, it was in like I said, I was 17 at the time. No, at 16 heading on 17 at the time, somewhere around that age. And I remember hearing about it in late 2019 around November. I was seeing it all over the news, and they were talking about this disease that it's in China and it's getting bad out there and it might travel, and I was thinking, so pretty much Zika 2.0 or Ebola like activity maybe. And that was the first time I heard about it. I remember every day when I would be in U.S. history class, I remember we'd often look at the news before we would leave class, and I'd see it every day as like a new thing would pop up about it every day, like, COVID in China, blah blah blah. And it was like, what is this? And then that whole blur, like late 2019, is a time period where it's kind of like, damn, this was actually a thing. The only thing I could say that happened really is with the headlines with COVID, it just was like, it's getting worse in China, so everybody keep an eye out. Every other country keep an eye out, all that stuff. And eventually we made it to the new year. And little did we know that would be really one of the last New Year's in this decade, probably until this year or maybe even next year with 24, that it would be regular in a way. Nobody had to worry about COVID in the US or anything. And 2020 for me, I say it was a bad year. Not really like in regards to my personal life, but just and numerous things really. Like, we lost Kobe later that month, and it was just crazy. And this was a time right before COVID was about to strike, and then I remember in February of that month, I think Mardi Gras happened for us here, because I'm in Louisiana, we have Mardi Gras, so that didn't help with COVID either. So I don't remember COVID or Mardi Gras that year. I just can't. Like, the only thing I could remember from before the time COVID really struck is probably the NBA All-Star break, because that was on my birthday. Kawhi Leonard got finals or All-Star game MVP. That's the only thing I can remember. After that, it was just onward to the eventual, which would occur a month later. So, like I said before, I was in school when all this stuff was happening. And so this is kind of where we make that transition to how it affected school. Because, yeah, with COVID, like, seeing how everything played out for people, like with the NBA bubble, we'll talk about that later in the year. But the NBA bubble was one of those things where it was like, it's crazy how they're able to do all this and navigate their way through these times. And I remember March Madness, that didn't happen in that year either. That was supposed to happen around that time. We'll save all that for a different video though, when we get to like July. Anyway, I was in junior year that year. And when this was happening at school, I remember there was a potential that we could get school canceled for a little while. Let us go on break so nobody catches COVID or anything like that, just for precautionary reasons. In our school district where I went, I'm not gonna go any further than that, but where I went, it was always like okay, we'll see, but it was always a last minute thing when it came to canceling school or anything like that. So I thought that we weren't gonna get school canceled. I thought that it was gonna continue. And eventually it came time around one of the days in March. It was on a Monday, I believe, because the day after that we were supposed to take our ACT. I still never did. I didn't want to go to college at the time, so but we were supposed to take the ACT the day after. We got sent home, right? We got sent home on a Monday, and I was in digital media class when this happened. I remember everybody in the classroom randomly just started saying, "Oh, we gonna be off for the next month." I was like, "Huh? What are y'all talking about?" Everybody just started saying that, and then I went and I looked on the computer. We were on Photoshop doing, I forgot what we were doing. It had to be like some sort of project. I can't remember what we were doing, but I got off Photoshop for a second, went on the news site, and I didn't see anything initially, but then I made the transition. We went to 7th hour, so we went from 6th hour to 7th hour. 7th hour was I think it was entrepreneurship or something like that. Actually would be a good class to take, or a good thing to take in college, but it was in high school, the class that I took. So we were in 7th hour, and then the principal makes an announcement over the intercom that basically, like, yeah, y'all gonna be sent home for like the next month. We'll try to come back a month later and see how things go. And I was like, damn, so we just really getting sent home? And that's when I knew shit was getting serious. Like, it was getting serious when we got sent home. And so it was just unbelievable. Then I went check the news site, and I saw we were gonna get off until like April 30th. And it was just crazy, man. It was unbelievable. And now I'm gonna show y'all two little things, I guess, before we kind of get off, but you'll see in a little bit.
Oh, yo, these niggas got a TV on their bus. They watching Let's Make a Deal.
Okay, so the first thing that you just saw, it was that was the last video I ever took at school. That was the day we had gotten released early. Like I explained earlier, I was on the bus, and another bus had a TV on it. They were watching Let's Make a Deal, which was I always kind of laugh at it when I look back. And then we have this picture here, which is always interesting to look back on as well. This picture that you see here was taken in Sam's Club. Now, this was the same day as the video I just showed you. And you could see this was kind of the mood heading into the quarantine that we were going to be in for what was supposed to be the next just month, and then everybody get back to normal. But we obviously know what happened. You could kind of see the panic. There were so many people. And this is one of the last times, nobody really had a mask on. And you could see there are people that have on school uniforms that had gotten picked up out of school. There's one little girl in the picture with a uniform on. We had uniforms out here. I don't know if they still do that here, but we had them. We had school colors and red, white, and blue shirts. But yeah, man, you could just see there's so many people in this store, that were grabbing food and hunkering down. And of course, Dasani was left on the shelf. Nobody was buying that. Nobody is buying Dasani, my brother in Christ. But I never really gave a name to this picture, but this was like the last picture before everything went south. And yeah, it's just nuts, man. I mean, there's so many. It is crazy to look at this, man. Like, there's people all the way from the entrance, and then the other side is an exit. There's so many people, man. I don't know what that kid's doing under the buggy. Why? Look, I just took this picture, right? I lifted my arms and took a picture. That was it. I had no other intentions. But with that being said, that's gonna do it for the COVID-19 retrospective. This should be up the week after St. Patrick's Day, so yeah, man. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. If you did, be sure to make it rain on the like button. I haven't done that in so long. Let me redo it again. Be sure to make it rain on the like button and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I upload. Thank you for watching. I'm cashing out, RicherBoy217. See y'all in the next one. Peace.